party, pal!
Time for a podcast?
Yeah, it's podcast o'clock.
It's 3 o'clock. I should not be doing that.
Here's the thing, like a couple years ago, you being awake at 3 would have baffled me.
Oh my god, stop. Don't evil.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
This is a podcast by us, the Loomer Brothers. I'm Preston Loomer.
Nathan Loomer.
And we talk movies, and we talk weird movies this time.
Weird movies.
This might be the weirdest episode we've done since your birthday.
Yep, I would say so.
No,
We can't count cult classics.
Now the cult classic episode was just that. I mean, we knew that one was weird going into it.
Yeah.
That was also how we started. That's probably why we don't have any viewers. Everybody was like,
God.
"What the hell
What
was
is
this?"
These movies, nobody's gonna watch these movies.
Nobody's gonna watch these movies that a bunch of people have seen.
Oh.
Yeah, so this week we I say week like we do this weekly. This time we chose movies that have a genre flip somewhere in the middle.
Yes.
Essentially, they start as one genre and they change to another genre. And let's see. I picked... Which ones did I pick? I picked Audition, I picked Sunshine, and I picked Predator.
Okay, so I picked One Cut of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, what else did I pick?
I have them. Do you need me to say them?
One second, I have my list. Yeah, just say them. Just do it.
Nate picked One Cut of the Dead, Dark City, and 10 Cloverfield Lane.
There it is. That's the one I couldn't remember. 10 there. Yeah.
I don't know what order we want to talk about these in. I didn't think of anything ahead of time because I was busy not paying attention to the clock until like 20 minutes ago.
It's really a bummer because I was thinking like at first when I first came with the idea that it would be like which one has the most extreme like change, but a lot of these have the same kind of.
I'm gonna tell you. I'll say this right now. Most movies that genre flip either go something comedy or something horror. They seem to like those two just make the most sense. Maybe we should do like which twists, like which change you were expecting versus which one caught you off guard or something like that.
Yeah.
Most expected twist. Let's say that.
Okay. Do you want me to go? Do you want?
Yeah, you go.
I think I'm. It's bad. It's why I picked it because I knew One Cut of the Dead coming into it.
See, I didn't, so this is
okay.
This is an interesting choice.
Got it. Okay. So yeah, that'd be my pick, but that's because I just.
No, we do that. We'll start with the best.
No, 10 Cloverfield Lane. Actually, never mind.
No, 10 Cloverfield Lane. We're going back
because of the name. I knew it was gonna happen because of the name.
Does it? Okay, so 10 Cloverfield Lane is a not sequel to Cloverfield, which is the big monster movie everybody remembers being super excited about in the mid 2000s, and then
it's okay.
Nobody's talked about it.
This is much better than that.
This one is more of, this is a different, instead of a monster film, this is like a thriller with a woman who gets kidnapped and stuck in a bunker with these two dudes.
Yeah.
And the claim is that something outside of the bunker is like eating people, or like there's some disease that's spreading, or something is but she keeps hearing sounds and things and thinking that maybe there's a chance, so she starts trying to concoct a plan to escape. It's got Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who's just a favorite on this podcast.
Should have been on my list.
John Gallagher Jr. and the good actor himself, John Goodman. Just tell that story. The best piece of graffiti we ever saw was in a Chinese restaurant bathroom. It just said John Goodman is a good actor. No other context.
Very nice. It's good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's the best. It's the best thing you could ever. I was joking with somebody. I was like, I want to get that tattooed. At one point.
It's good actors.
He'd be like, "What is this about?" And I'm like, "I just want people to know. Just spread the word."
John Gallagher Jr. isn't in enough movies.
Yeah. I mean, well, you know,
he's doing stuff on stage. I know.
Well, I don't know if he's doing stuff on stage anymore. He's been in a couple of shows too.
Yeah.
He's doing stuff. Nobody's been doing stuff in like the last year. That's because it's the COVID times.
Okay. Should come in here saying we're going to spoil all these twists.
Yeah, we should. We're gonna have to spoil all the twists because there's no way to do this without it.
Yeah.
So I guess I would say the genre flip is that this starts out as an alien movie and then turns into a thriller and then turns back into an alien movie.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said for the most part, it's like a psychological thriller inside of a bunker.
To be fair, the twist happens. I mean, the change happens very late. It's like the last 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
She busts out and then, oh, the aliens are real.
Yeah. He was not lying.
He wasn't lying. Though he probably was. Well, here's the thing. I think he was lying, but he didn't know he wasn't lying. Like, I think this was some... The bunker that dude had set up, I was like, he's been planning this shit for a while.
Yeah, that's good.
What was I said? I said, who was it? I was like, oh, John Goodman's character is probably an anti-vaxxer. Yeah, he seems like one of those guys.
Dude, it's funny that that's what he gets typecast as and everything. Is like this very conservative, I'm the man, like, man. When we talk about, like, you know, what's the movie where he's in the KKK and like stuff.
Oh shoot. That's
Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah.
It's the Cyclops.
Yeah.
But, yeah. This one I remember when I watched it, because I'd seen the first one, but I was like, first Cloverfield was fine. I don't think I ever need to see the first Cloverfield again until we do kaiju movies, which we'll do at some point.
Yeah.
But this one I was like, oh, I would like more of these.
Yeah.
I could dig this. And then the third one came out, and I was like, nope, I lied.
Yeah, they screwed it up.
They messed it up. They messed it up.
God. I mean, this is like this guy's movie directorial debut, though, which is amazing for him. Because I feel like it's a name I know now. Dan Trachtenberg.
Yeah.
But, it's nuts. Good
film.
Also
has my favorite bad guy thing, kill and move, which is you grenade it in the butthole.
Yeah.
That's the way.
Why don't we just do that more often?
That's the way you do it. I'm just saying, that's usually the least protected part of an animal.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I was sitting there, I was watching this. So some of the things I noticed. One, this movie is continuous proof that I don't think men are smarter than women. I feel like we try to be, and we fail a lot. I also don't think that men are smarter than themselves. I just was like, as soon as John Gallagher Jr. started like making excuses, and I was like, he's dead.
Yeah,
he's dead.
That's when you could feel it.
He's gonna get shot. As soon as they brought out that caustic acid barrel, I was like, he's dead. Somebody's dead.
Somebody's gonna die.
Yeah. I also, as they were playing the board games, I was like, all I could think about was, remember that vacation where we marathon Monopoly for like 6 straight days?
I just talked about that with Lola. I was like, I don't remember going to the beach like at all.
I don't think we did. I think we literally just sat in a beach house and played Monopoly for like a week.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
You know,
that's what we do.
It's not a bad way to pass time, and I mean, what show? What the heck show was it? No, what was this one? Yeah, it was this. I was sitting there going, you play one game of Monopoly, you're gonna be going forever.
Yeah,
like that's how you survive the apocalypse.
Yeah,
I'm surprised Switches sold out, not Monopoly board games when COVID hit, because that's what I would have done.
Jenga.
God. Yeah. I think this is easily the best of the 3 Cloverfields.
Yep. Easily.
And it works for 2 reasons. One, because it didn't utilize JJ's damn mystery box style of storytelling, which has worked like one time.
He needs to stop.
He watched Star Wars once and was like, I figured out the entire thing, and I was like, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Oh.
Also, this has a Bradley Cooper cameo in it.
Wait,
It did. He's the boyfriend on the phone at the beginning of the movie.
Oh my god, there he is on the IMDb page.
Bradley Cooper, phone guy, or Ted or Dave or whatever the hell his name was. Ben, that's it. I knew it was a one syllable.
It's an easy name.
One syllable male name that people have heard before.
Oh my gosh.
I do feel like this is of all these, this one could be a play. I feel like you could take this movie, make the bunker a set, and then just stage it.
Oh.
But yeah, it's a good little thing.
I'm glad I finally saw it.
Yeah, I'm surprised you hadn't before this.
Yeah. Okay, so next one.
Let's see. Okay, so that one is the next twist that I definitely saw coming, I'd say Predator.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Predator. The reason I put this on here, some people will say that it's not a genre flip, but I say that the first half of this thing is like a war movie.
Yep.
And then it flips into like an alien slasher film.
It really is.
I was trying really hard not to choose a slasher film, and I ended up choosing two.
Two, I know. Oh gosh. I was trying not to pick ones that were on like every top 10 list for movie twists.
Yeah. As I was going through watching it this time, though, every time somebody died, I labeled like what slasher character they'd be if it was like one of those campground ones.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, you got, Hawkins is the slut, and Blaine's the stud, and Max the stoner, and Pancho's the nerd. Well, and they kind of do. I mean, it's intentionally designed to be like it's a slasher, but instead of like sins, it's just violence is the thing that gets them.
Yeah.
Gets them killed.
It's good though. I forgot how suspenseful it was. I mean, like I know how it ends, but it.
Yeah.
I mean, first time I saw it, I remember thinking this movie was really, really good, just because it is when it gets isolated, when it starts to get real.
Yeah. Well, and it's really funny because the first half is like the most absurd thing ever. I mean, it's just when they go into that campground and they're just like slaughtering those guys. I was like, this is like every 80s action movie what it thinks it is.
It felt like they saw Rambo and like I want to make Rambo, but I don't like him, but I don't.
Well, they saw Rambo 2 because the first Rambo's not like that. First Rambo's like actually like a really good movie.
That's right. I forgot. Yeah.
This is the Stallone move. You make a great movie. And then you make a bunch of sequels that are barely related and probably way worse.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then you're King Shark.
You're King Shark. And that's the best thing you've ever done.
That's not true.
That's your best role. Rocky? No, you're fine, Rocky.
You're great. I saw this meme that had a petition to replace Amber Heard and Aquaman 2 with Stallone's King Shark.
Lola just showed me that today.
I was like, that's the best. I would pay to see him just riding around with Aquaman. Yeah. This is one of two movies in the two governors in a movie cinematic universe. The other one being Batman and Robin. Gosh. Both Jesse Ventura and Arnold are in this movie.
Okay. That's it.
I also was sitting there as I was writing down, I was like, man, why isn't the Predator in Dead by Daylight? And then I was like, oh, because they made this game. They actually made a game based on these. It's the same game. It's just,
But Pinhead just came out.
What?
Oh, yeah.
I gotta get that game back, man.
I
love
keep
Pinhead.
saying that.
Well, I haven't used the Xbox in a while. We got a PlayStation, and I just stopped, and I was like, I don't want to re-download all of the DVD stuff. Yeah. This is the Dead by Daylight podcast now.
Yeah, welcome.
We're gonna talk about a game that neither of us plays regularly.
But man, the Predator would be sweet in that. There's so many abilities that are so.
Yeah. Well, but there's a game. I mean, they made a game that's essentially half of, like, most of you are Marines, and then one of you plays the Predator.
That's right.
I don't know. I heard it wasn't very good, but
there's also the Alien one, which I heard is good. I think.
Yeah, Alien Isolation's different. That's survival horror.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
That's more of a like Outcast kind of game where you're like running around a ship trying to get not murdered by an alien.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the best Predator movie.
Best podcast.
We talk about so much stuff.
I know.
For those of you who haven't figured it out, this is just an excuse for us to talk about what we haven't talked about in 2 weeks.
No, I'm really bummed that I have not liked any other Predator movies besides this one.
Well, because they're bad. They're just bad.
I know.
I haven't seen one that I liked.
It's such an easy premise to me that I can like.
The second one's not terrible. Danny Glover and Gary Busey in the second one's kind of fun.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. That's Lethal Weapon meets 48 Hours meets Predator. Which I think is what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I think the Predator franchise originally was kind of set up to be, like, almost a satire of action films. To say, like, let's take these action icons and then, like, put them up against something that there's no way they're going to fight.
And then let's really ruin it by making them fighting the alien. Like,
yeah.
I thought I loved that movie, and I recently watched that, too, and that movie does not hold up. That movie does not.
Fun fact, the guy who played the Predator was also Harry in Harry and the Hendersons. Those are his two roles.
Oh, I love that so much.
Yeah, it's great. And this has some of the best lines I think of like any bad catchphrase movie that you have. I ain't got time to bleed. You got to get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
You got the one ugly motherfucker line.
You have the man shake. Man shake.
Yeah.
The big bump.
When I saw that as a kid, which I'm looking back and going, how did I get away watching Predator as a child? Because I watched it pretty young. But I remember somebody told me that they had faked the handshake. They were like, they got two other guys. And now, like, knowing enough about Arnold, I was like, no, they didn't. That's his freaking arm, dude.
His arm. Who else has that arm? Right?
Arnold Schwarzenegger might be the greatest, like, bicep muscle builder on the planet.
Mm-hmm. God.
So
he's also not terrible in this acting wise.
He's not terrible. It's not his best.
Not his best, no.
But he is better than he was in a number of other things.
In a lot of things.
But I also think this is the movie that kind of got him pigeonholed into being Arnold the bad, like, action star.
Yeah.
Because he started doing, I mean, he just had a run in, like, the 80s and 90s of just, like, that.
Yeah.
The Arnold that we know and love.
The Arnold that we know and love. Which is a bummer because, I mean, I get it. He also was basically the Predator in the Terminator. So he went from being the Thing to hunting the Thing.
That's what they need to do. Alien versus Predator versus Terminator. And then Arnold plays Dutch again. Yeah. So he's both, and he's like, what the hell?
This doesn't make sense. I love it. Oh my God.
It's like Last Action Hero when he comes in and like has to save himself at one point.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It's so funny.
That's a good one.
Oh, good times. No, Predator's real fun though. If you want a good action / horror fit with a really cool looking alien.
Yep. Good design. Really good design actually.
Good things. Good things.
Okay. Oh God. Okay, I guess now I'll do One Cut of the Dead.
One Cut of the Dead. Right, One Cut of the Dead is a Japanese horror / comedy.
Yeah.
That I did not expect at all.
Yeah.
If I look back at my notes this morning, and I was like, I took so many notes up until the twist happened because I thought the twist was the. So because I'm watching it, I was like, oh, the twist happens really early because I thought the twist was essentially the premise is there's this movie, these people making a zombie movie. And the director poses some sort of like ritual to summon actual zombies so that he gets real reactions out of his actors.
Yeah.
And then you find out the whole thing is fake.
Yes.
And they show you how they made it, and it's like noises off the zombie flick.
It's so
like
good. Everything goes wrong. There's all these weird things that are happening in the background that you're not aware of. I'm so bummed I had it spoiled before I saw it. I can't even imagine because I didn't. Because when they hit the credits on the actual zombie flick and the whole zombie film is one shot. Mm-hmm. But when they hit the credits on that thing, I was like, wait a minute, there's an hour left. What the hell is this movie? Like, what is going on? I mean, this was my favorite movie we watched out of all 6 for me. I think it might have been mine too. I think it was. Oh. I definitely had a lot of fun. Yeah, and the more I watch Japanese films, the more I understand anime. Yeah, right. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense why they do everything the way they do it. This is exactly like that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah, no. I also had my favorite, because I watch everything, my favorite subtitle ever was when they went, "Furk." Furk, yeah. It's like, what is that? Why did they put the R in there? Oh my gosh. Do it. Yeah, so, I mean, obviously, if you're watching this podcast, you've already had the thing spoiled, but, like, it's so much, it's so funny. Yeah. The first part is already kind of funny in, like, a really weird way. You're kind of like, this is almost comically absurd. But then when you get the background knowledge, which I thought was a really smart way to do it, of show us the actual product and then show us the build-up rather than the other way around. Oh, so good. And I'm it's such a hard thing. I don't have much to talk about this movie because it's hard when you you don't know the actors, but they are good in it.
I guess a couple of them are pretty big in Japan, from what I was researching.
That's what I was looking at. There's a lot of things they've done, but
yeah,
of course I don't know.
Yeah, no. I will say that I hope that no aspiring directors out there ever have a film shoot like this one, because oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, and I love that. My favorite was that little producer lady who the whole time was like, "This is pretty good." Pretty good. She doesn't know that like everyone's running around and they're diving under things to like throw props into place, and
it's so crazy.
They're so basically what happens is that their cast, one of them gets drunk, one of them has like an irritable bowel issue, one of them doesn't make it, so they get replaced last minute.
That's right. The director has to step in as an actor.
And his wife has this intense thing where she gets like way too into her characters and starts like actually attacking people.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
My favorite though is watching the guy who plays the lead guy, who's like a diva the whole time, and then as soon as stuff goes off the rails, everyone's like, we don't have time for your crap.
Yeah.
Gotta do your job. And he's like, what am I doing? I don't know.
I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Also watching this, I was like, man, they should film more zombie things in Walla Walla, because I feel like anytime I walk around there, I'm like, there's houses and buildings and
Chestnut Street is just right.
Why didn't they do that with the mall before they rebuilt it?
That's what Jack and I filmed a little short trailer there, and we were saying this is the perfect place. This is the perfect location.
It's literally an abandoned mall.
God, an abandoned mall. But you have a lot of places. You have the amphitheater here. It's still poopy. So
there's all kinds of stuff around.
Well, next time you come home, let's just grab a camera.
We'll go film a zombie short.
The zombie short.
My dog is harassing the neighbors.
Get him, boy! Kill him!
Come here, Bubba. Come here, up here. No, you gonna lay down? Okay, he's here. The baby is here. I don't know if you saw, I added a new video on my channel that's like a preview video, and we're in it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Pretty terrible. I didn't expect One Cut of the Dead, and I think it's because I hadn't had it spoiled. I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
I was like, as I watched, I was like, okay, it's obviously going to be a one-shot film of some sort. I didn't know. Like I said, I thought the twist was that the zombies were real. I thought it was like, oh, it's a movie about movie making that suddenly becomes a horror film. Yeah. And then to find out that no, there's the actual twist is that it's a movie about making a movie about a horror film.
And it's lovely. I wonder though, I want to know how long rehearsals for this movie took to film the first thing.
Probably a ton. Well, and I'm guessing they probably did the old, trick
somewhere,
cuts.
Yeah.
Anytime, basically, when you watch these movies, anytime it goes into a weird shot of like a wall or some sort of odd like thing that doesn't make sense, or the camera jostles a lot, usually that's because they're cutting and they need an excuse to like.
That's the only part of Birdman that is like obvious, is when they do the little past the wall. I'm like, there's the cut. Yeah. Every time I look for it.
My favorite's whenever they do the camera drop ones, when you can see the camera like spin, hit the ground, and then it's like, okay, that was a shot.
That was a good shot.
Like that was two shots right there.
Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah, but when you get it good, there's only like 2 or 3 movies that have actually. Yeah. I think Russian Arc's the only one that's like a full 90-minute, nonstop.
Yeah, OK Go music videos.
yeah, that's. You could do it. It's just a lot of work, and it's like a lot of timing too. But I don't think I ever want to try it. I'm just like, you know what? I'll do the Inaritu move and just cut when I need to cut. And fix stuff later.
If I have to. Okay.
Cool. Next twist that I didn't expect. I'm gonna go Sunshine. I think Sunshine's was less not obvious. Sunshine's a 2007 Danny Boyle sci-fi film about a bunch of people flying to the sun to restart it because it's dying.
Which is a really cool concept.
They fly on this big ship with like this big shield in front of it that protects them from the sun's heat. It's got Killian Murphy, Chris Evans, Mark Strong, Rose Byrne, Michelle Yeoh. Yeah, it's got like a solid little cast that I wasn't expecting.
I looked it up and I had to go because Sunshine is also a 1999 movie with Ralph Fiennes, and I just immediately looked at the IMDb and I was like, nah, this isn't it. It was like a Hungarian, you follow a Hungarian family story. Like that's probably not.
No, it's the sci-fi. The reason I picked this one is because it's at one point they find an abandoned. They're the second mission that's tried to do this because the first one suddenly got like lost and is assumed dead, and they find the first crew's ship, and it turns out one of them is still alive, and he's gone quite insane.
Yeah,
and he starts like slaughtering the crew. And I will tell you that the number of Among Us jokes that I made watching this were too many. Every time.
So it is.
There was the part where, what was it? The part where Chris Evans is like about to kick the hell out of Killian Murphy, and I was like,
yeah,
he's sus. Real sus.
He's really looking sussy.
Real sus. The only thing that bothers me in this whole movie is that, so, Chris Evans' character, spoilers, dies in those ice tanks, the coolant tanks for the computer, and I'm sitting there going, why wouldn't you give that dude a suit? You have damn space suits that can resist the sun. Why wouldn't you give that dude a suit to go in those coolant tanks safely rather than to stick his damn hand in it and freeze to death?
Freeze to death. Oh man, Chris Evans playing early 2000s Chris Evans, which is like you only have one character for all his like early movies. That's
the thing, is everybody who doesn't know him pre Captain America thinks like, oh, Chris Evans, super nice dude, and I'm like, no, he was. No. I saw this article on Collider that was like, Chris Evans needs to play more villains, and I was like, had no one seen a movie before Captain America? He's a dick in everything.
It's so true.
Lucas Lee. That's the Chris Evans I know.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Nope. Okay. No. Now he's doing government stuff. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
I miss Killian Murphy like starring in films. He's the background a lot now.
Well, and he was Danny Boyle's like go-to dude for this and 28 Days Later.
28 Days Later he's so good in that.
Yeah. We need to watch that sometime.
Yeah, we'll just get all the zombie movies out of the way.
Just do all the zombie movies we haven't done already.
Yeah,
zombie movies and vampire movies. I watched another vampire movie today for a different thing. I won't tell you which one because it's spoilers on future videos.
I swear, before we did this podcast, I saw one vampire movie, and now I've seen like 100.
I had seen the original two the Dracula and the remake of Dracula. I think it's the only ones I'd seen. Oh, and Twilight. The first one, but
the third one, only the third one.
I don't know how you avoided the first two and only saw the worst one.
They were just having a watch party. God. Oh, God. But yeah, I didn't see. I was looking for. This is one that I didn't see coming. This might have been one of my last because I went, oh, it's just sci-fi. Like, what's it going to turn into? And I didn't expect, that crazy.
Again, I was not trying to pick a slasher movie.
Yes.
I knew there was a horror element to it because I'd seen it before, but I was like, I can't remember what the freaking horror element is. I think it's one of the crewmen goes nuts.
See, I thought it was just going to be aliens. I think I really thought it was going to be turn into alien with some weird egg or something.
I thought I couldn't remember if it was a slasher thing or if it was going to turn into like The Fountain, where it just gets really like really philosophical at the end, and there's this whole like Killian Murphy meets Sun Jesus. Which he kind of does.
Yeah, kind of.
This also has, if I had to choose a way to die, I'm going to be honest, dive bombing the sun.
Pretty sweet.
That's a pretty cool way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I ever get like, stage 4 super terminal something, I'm going to be like, hey, Jeff Bezos, put me on a rocket, shoot me into the sun. I just want to see what it's like.
I just want to know, dude.
Just got to know. I don't know how long a trip to the sun would take.
Yeah.
How quick. Also... Well, and when would you get, like, when does the heat...
Yeah, when do you die?
Science people in the comments, tell us, when does the heat from the sun actually, like, eat you alive?
It's that, and it's the fact that you have so long to, like, think about it. So once you're like, this will be fun, and you're sitting there like, maybe I shouldn't have done this.
You'd probably be dead before you even get there.
Yeah, that's true.
Screw it. Oh, Bezos. What's my make-a-wish? If I was to get cancer, I want Bezos to shoot me into the sun.
Jeez. Okay.
All right, that was dark. That took a dark turn, guys. We had a genre twist on our genre twist episode.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I like the movie. This is probably the twist I like the least.
Yeah.
I was like, it's fine, and I thought it was bigger. Like I was like, I thought the twist was like the second half of the movie. No, it's like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
In the middle of like the last third.
Yeah, and then it kind of goes back to what it was by the end. So,
and it ends with, it ends with Mark Strong's character like showing back up and almost stopping them from doing the mission, but not in a way that really.
Yeah.
I never felt like that guy was gonna screw everything up after the first like moment where he showed up.
But I do love Mark Strong though. I'm happy to see him and stuff when he pops up.
I will say, if anything, he's the only character from the terrible Green Lantern movie I want to come back.
Yep.
Bring back his Sinestro, because that dude was awesome.
That was sweet.
Yeah. Good times. Okay. We got two more.
I think. Oh man, both of these are like.
These are both real weird. These are easily the two weirdest movies we chose.
Oh god. Okay, I'm gonna go with Dark City, my pick.
Great.
The only news I have before going into this movie was this movie inspired The Matrix, so I should have seen it coming.
I didn't know anything. And I got confused.
He's very confused.
More and more as we went.
It just kept getting weirder. There's more. Okay. Yeah.
You probably know better than I do.
Dark City is a God, the plot is really confusing.
It's a 98 noir sci-fi film.
Noir, yeah, I was gonna say it's noir, then it's sci-fi.
It's sci-fi. It's got Rufus Sewell from A Knight's Tale, Jennifer Connelly, Kiefer Sutherland, Richard O'Brien from the Rocky Horror Show.
Yeah, William Hurt.
That's right, William Hurt as the detective. Yeah. It's about this guy who basically he thinks he might have murdered someone, but he can't remember. And in the meantime, he's being pursued by these Judge Doom-looking motherfuckers.
Yep.
Who have some sort of psychic powers that aren't explained for a while.
Yeah, and the town looks like it's set in the 1950s, even though it's weirdly futuristic.
Yeah. Yeah. And every once in a while, these Judge Doom guys can come together and like rebuild the city. And then you sort of start to find out that the city is a spaceship.
Yep.
And these guys are aliens who have been basically building and rebuilding these people's lives for like 20, 30 years.
Forever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like the worst. It's like the darkest timelines version of The Truman Show.
Yes, it is. Oh, God.
Yeah.
I love it. It's one of my favorite films. I knew I had to pick it. I wasn't sure how much the twist really happens. Like, I mean, it's quick. It's
early, but I think you spend a while thinking something like something's up.
Yeah.
But I didn't think aliens or spaceship.
Yeah.
I thought if anything, these guys are like sewer mutants.
Right. Oh my God. They're just Ninja Turtles. They're just.
Oh, that's.
Oh gosh.
Just those ones from the 90s with the silicone faces pop up.
I love it.
Gosh. I remember when I started watching, because this was the second to last one that I watched of the six of them, and I was sitting there the whole time going, I did it. I finally picked the weirdest movie. I finally won. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's slasher versus like something bizarre. Yeah.
That wasn't talking about the slasher one. I was talking about the other one. The one we haven't talked about yet.
No, I'm saying that it's like between like. You pick. See if I can get more slashers, or if I can get a weirder movie.
That's what we need to do. You pick 3 slasher movies, and I'll pick the 3 weirdest movies I've ever seen.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes, actually.
This had very Hellraiser vibes for me. Those guys look like Cenobites like the whole time.
Yeah, they really do. It looks recycled. I think I said costumes look like they pulled them off of like a rack, and we're like. Put them on.
Well, and the whole time, because I didn't look at the year when I started watching it, the whole time I'm sitting there being like, what in the Matrix hell is this?
Yep.
Like, so then to turn around and be like, oh, no, this inspired the Matrix.
Yeah.
I was making jokes before I even realized that it actually was.
That's so great. No, that's what happened. The first time I saw this, I was at a party, and like the twist hadn't happened yet, and somebody's like, "Oh, Dark City, the movie that inspired the Matrix," and I just like turned like, "You did not just say that. You did not just say that." I didn't know the twist still, but I was like, "I know something now."
Yeah. I need to watch a movie where William Hurt doesn't play the like lawful evil character, like the guy who's on the right side of the law but's kind of a dick.
It's kind of a dick. It's what he does.
It's his move. Yeah.
Oh, did he just do it? Who was he in Black Widow? No.
Yeah, he was Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's been that guy in the MCU for a while.
Yeah, that's right.
I guess he was supposed to be one of the other characters and then convinced them to let him play the detective.
Oh, good.
I think he was Kiefer's character.
Okay.
Yeah. Kiefer Sutherland plays the weirdest character I've ever seen Kiefer Sutherland play, which is saying a lot.
Yes.
I was like, what in the hell is this dude doing this time?
Oh.
He's like if Frankenstein and Igor were the same person.
Yes. Oh, he has my favorite costume of everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
And then Jennifer Connelly's there, and she doesn't do a whole lot.
No, she doesn't do a lot. I like Jennifer Connelly, but yeah.
Yeah, she just doesn't do it.
Sidetracked.
Which is unfortunate, because I think, she just basically plays that like girl character in every noir film, which really doesn't have a lot of substance other than she's there and she's somehow appealing to the main character.
Oh my gosh. I just love the fact that whenever Bruce Spence plays like the main alien, anytime you just need like a tall, weird looking dude for an alien like creature, that's who you call.
He and Doug Jones are like everything.
Yeah, that's really true.
Yeah. Well, I was reading too that Richard O'Brien, who plays one of the other ones, apparently he was like the inspiration for all of it.
Oh.
Basically, this guy watched him as Riff Raff in the Rocky Horror Picture Show and was like, I want like that but weirder. And so then he caught him at like a screening of Rocky Horror and said, hey, I have this idea. You want to do it? And he was like, yeah, let's just make it work.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh,
yeah. So all of those aliens are based on Riff Raff.
That's so great.
And now, yeah, there you go. That's it. That's all I got.
That's all I got.
This movie's real weird. If you don't like weird sci-fi, you're not going to like this movie. But if you like good detective noir stories,
yeah, that's it.
This is okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So I guess we're down to the last one.
Okay, so the Audition, I thought Audition was going to be the one that got me the weirdest movie ever. Audition is a Japanese horror flick that you don't know is a horror flick until about an hour and a half in.
It's a long, yeah.
Basically, it's this guy this guy's a widow, and his son's getting to the age where he's about to go off to college, and so the guy decides, I think I need to find another woman for me. Yep. So he hires his friend, who's a casting director, to hold a fake movie audition to find a wife.
Find a wife, which is already weird.
I'm like, what did I write? I said, what in the Japanese Harvey Weinstein shit is this?
See, that's why I saved it for last, because I swore the twist like maybe already happened. Like maybe the twist is like it's like it's sad, like his wife died, and they're doing like an audition thing, because it took so long. It's like I don't see anything else really happening.
Oh, she turns out to be crazy.
She turns out to be nuts.
She turns out to be real crazy.
Which is really cool.
It gets real weird.
Yeah.
There's a man in a bag. That's.
Yeah.
Jess walked in right as the dude crawled out of the bag, and she's like, "Is that a man in a bag?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, that is.
She's like, "Well, how long has he been in there?" I was like, "I don't know."
Why don't I know?
He's like, "Well, what?" I was like, "I don't know what the." She's like, "Well, you've been watching this," and I was like, "I don't." They haven't given a reason for the bag man.
Oh my gosh.
Which, as I say it again, I've been watching a lot of It's Always Sunny at Philadelphia. It just sounds like something DeVito would do in that. Yeah. Who are you? I'm the bag man.
The bag man. I'm the man in the bag.
The guy in the bag.
Come out of the bag. Oh my gosh.
I want to show this movie and Fatal Attraction to my child if they ever are thinking about cheating on their relationships. Yeah. Just be like, don't do it. It's not worth it. Gosh. Just have a normal, vanilla white person relationship, please.
Yes, just do it. This is what's it called? I recognize the main guy because he's in The Grudge.
Yeah, he's the Grudge guy.
Which I was like, oh, I know somebody in this film, which was weird.
Yeah. This was on 3 top 10 lists of the best horror movies you haven't seen.
Oh, okay.
Audition was on all of them, and I was like, okay, I guess I gotta watch it.
I gotta watch it.
And again, like One Cut of the Dead, I was like, some of these reactions are so anime, and I'm not trying to say it just because they're Japanese, but the style is the same.
No,
it
it
makes
is.
sense.
Yes. No, it really does. I know exactly what you mean.
What I did love though, so when you watch it in about the first third, kind of around about a third of the way through, there's this weird cut that doesn't make any sense at first, where basically they're like in the middle of a conversation and then the camera just kind of jerks to another scene, but it's in the same like spot, and you're like, what the fuck was that? And then they come back to it and they like later on jump into that scene because it gets really metaphysical is the wrong word. It gets really kind of supernatural for a little bit. Yeah. He's like seeing memories of things and stuff he's not supposed to, and it doesn't make any sense. It's real weird. This movie's real weird.
Really weird.
I think it was in that ballpark of like, I think I liked it, but I don't know if I know what I saw.
It's so weird because I'm like, maybe I got to rewatch it now that I know the twist is coming. I'll like it more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's real odd, and the girl that they got is real good at. She plays this very good like cute meek thing for a while, but then when she gets like nuts, she's like real nuts.
It's really good. The ending's really good though. I mean, oh my god,
it has a double twist ending, which is cool.
The big thing about the ending too is that like you put in such a calm place for an hour and a half. I was just like literally sitting there eating like movie. Oh my god, like
yeah. And then needle thing, that was the creepiest. That's the creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
No needles. No, I don't like needles.
She does the thing where she gives them like forced acupuncture, and she makes these weird noises while she's doing it, and you're like, Stop. Don't want that. So yeah, this movie is basically the moral of the story is, don't hold a casting call to find a wife.
Yeah, that's the biggest.
And if you are gonna do something stupid like that, pay attention to the details a little bit. I also just love, they do a montage before this of literally every other woman that he auditions. Mm-hmm. It's like 29 women.
It's so funny.
And it goes on forever.
Yes.
And I was like, this is the longest montage. And I'm a guy who watches all the Rocky movies like over a weekend. And I was like, this is too much montage.
Too much montage. Oh my gosh. I really liked watching these. I'm really bummed because I feel like we can't ever do this kind of list again because there's not that many.
We kind of found all but maybe like 3 of them.
Yeah, and the ones you do know, like From Dusk Till Dawn, are movies you know. That, like, people,
yeah.
So, yeah.
We'll get there.
Well,
when we're 90 and we're still making these and have the best, just list of, we'll get to the point of movies we should have done for that one podcast that we never did.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll let people know next episode's gonna be a lot more normal. We said let's take a break from the crazy and just do Scorsese movies.
Oh my gosh.
No twist, no weird thing. We just picked movies that Martin Scorsese directed.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then we'll get real weird after that, because then we hit like, we're gonna get around near Halloween and start doing all that stuff again.
Oh my gosh. Is it my time to say something?
It is. I did the Chewbacca roar last time.
Can I do a TV show thing?
Maybe.
I was gonna do What It Twist, but it's Robot Chicken.
I know, it's right. It's Robot Chicken doing M. Night Shyamalan. How did we not do a Shyamalan movie?
Oh my god!
We need a whole episode on twist movies with that Shyamalan movie.
We have 5 like twist movies we didn't see.
I guess, to be fair, his movies have twists. They don't really have genre flipping.
Okay, yeah.
Like, they stay in the same genre. There's just always a twist ending.
Oh my god. I mean, I don't know. Science turns into a comedy for me when the aliens show up.
The Last Airbender starts out as a real strong like movie I hate, and it ends as a movie I really hate. Hate. Is that a genre twist? Does it go from bad to just real bad?
Yeah. I think so.
That almost got on my blog. It was in the top 5 like alternates.
It's up there. Is it on your worst movie list?
No, it's too good.
Be. It is really. It's like my. Oh.
So I saw Airbender the first time before I'd seen the cartoon, and I was already like, this is already bad.
Yeah.
And then I saw it again after I'd seen all of the cartoon and was like, oh, this is worse. This is so much worse.
I watched the cartoon so I could go see the movie without like spoiling the cartoon. And it made me that much more upset.
It's so... All I remember is I was at Joseph Quiner was with me and he just kept screaming, "Show me your tits" every time Katara was on screen.
Well,
it's, you know, what are you gonna do? Yeah, What a Twist is fine. This has been Welcome to the Party, pal. I don't know why we're still talking.
I'm gonna go have a drink. So
we're gonna have a drink. We're gonna watch some Scorsese movies. We'll come back whenever we get around to it.
Love you.
Love you, dude. Later.